Hey everyone, and welcome to Hemp Processing and Technology. Today, we'll be showing you how to build a space tote indoor grow space. So if you don't have access to a grow tent, or if you just like to DIY everything and a space bucket is too small, then this might be the setup you're looking for. As today we'll be showing you how to build a space tote, which has a lot more space when compared with a space bucket. It's easily scalable with the use of larger storage totes, and depending on the tote size, can easily grow 2 plants at a time. For this build, I'm going with 2 27-gallon storage totes, which is probably the minimum size you'll need to grow 2 plants, while being small enough to fit in a small space like a closet. When choosing a storage tote, I'd recommend starting with one that's either black or white and rated for outdoor, garage, workshop, or just commercial use, as these are more heavy duty and can handle more weight and abuse than the basic storage tote, which is important because the bottom of the top tote will need to not only support the weight of a grow light, but be able to do it with multiple holes cut out of it. The heavy-duty totes also generally have a larger surface area where the lid connects to the tote, and this is important because that's where the 2 totes will meet to connect together. So the larger the surface area, the more secure the top tote is. The first thing I'm doing now is spray painting the storage tote. If you get a white one, you'll want to spray paint the outside black to block exterior light. And if you get a black one, you'll want to spray paint the interior white to help reflect the grow light. Of course, another option is to line the interior with reflective material like mylar, but spray paint is much easier to apply and is also really easy to work with throughout the grow cycle, with the downside being that it can chip off if you aren't careful. Now that that's done, let's start with converting the bottom tote. And here I'm going to be placing the plants in fabric pots inside of the tote, so we'll need to drill some drain holes. Now that that's done, you can actually use the tote cover as a drainage plate. Not a great one, so you definitely don't want to overwater your plants, but good enough to catch the small amounts of overflow water from normal watering. Now I'm cutting holes in the sides of the tote as both the intake vents and the plant airflow fans. And because of this, I'm going to be making 2 cuts and positioning them slightly higher so that they can provide a good breeze for the plants. I'm using a 120mm PC fans as these have a flat surface and due to their compact design are great to use for this type of setup. And these are easy to convert from a PC fan to work as a standalone fan by splicing it together with an AC adapter and some electrical tape, or it can be bought as a standalone fan powered through USB or with an AC plug. I'm just cutting the holes for the 2 fans, starting a little smaller than the fan size, and then trimming off a little more each time so that the fan has a snug fit and don't fall out. Once that's done, it's time to start on the top tote. Now this step will vary depending on if you decide to attach a grow light under and inside of the tote, or stack the grow light above the tote. And for this build, I'll be stacking a grow light above the tote, so I'll need the tote to support the weight of the grow light. The way I'm going to be doing this is to measure and cut out the areas where the lights are. And for this large LED grow light, I'll need to cut out the 4 separate panels. Finally, it's time for the exhaust hole. In here, I'm going to cut one hole using another PC fan and make the hole as high as possible on the side middle of the space tote. One final touch to help mitigate light leak is to use something extremely lightweight, like a dark gift wrap paper, to cover the exhaust fan, so during the night cycle I can turn off the fan and it'll help mitigate some of the light from getting in. I'm only covering the exhaust fan because that has the most potential to leak light to the plant leaves, as the intake fans are located much lower. Another option is to attach a dust filter to the PC fans, which will also block out some of the light. Once that's done, it's time to test it out. In here I'm stacking it all together to not only make sure that the holes are cut properly, but also to test the tote's ability to support the grow light's weight and to check for any light leaks. As for keeping the two totes together, the heavy-duty tote came with pre-cut slots that are originally there to allow the tote lid to be tied down and locked, but when aligned together with another tote, they're also the perfect size to drop in a wedge to secure the top tote from accidentally getting knocked over. And here I'm using 4 D-ring clips as it fits perfectly in this slot and not only secures the two totes together, but are really easy to put in and remove for quick access to the plants. And that's it. A simple and scalable alternative to a grow tent. While cost-wise, this will only be slightly cheaper if not the same price as a typical grow tent of a similar size. This does have its benefits, as you can customize the totes to fit an exact space. It's also easy to take apart for storage once a grow is done, obviously. And all the parts to build one are easy to find anywhere. Like the content? Then be sure to check out our beginner's guide to creating CBD products from scratch, available at Amazon in print and digital, with links in the description below. You can also find us at hempinapot.com.